It gives me great pleasure to announce our first guest on the show tonight from humble beginnings right here on Channel 31. You may know him from Thank God You're Here, Rove, of course, on Nova last year. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ryan Shelton.
Hey, Ryan. Good to see you.
How you going?
Thanks, guys. Yeah, good. Just reading yesterday's paper.
Oh, yeah? What's that? Oh,
Well, it's hard to decide what to read on page 6 and 7 because we've got a great chilly night sale, but then I keep going back to this great interview with a guy called Tommy Little in the snitch section.
in the snitch section.
Look at that. Do you remember what you said for these questions?
If I say no, does it make it appear more witty?
No. I was wondering if you, because I know you have writers. I was wondering if you have writers for these as well. If you remember what you actually said, what's your best pickup line?
Oh, see, this doesn't work without the setup gag, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the first gag.
I haven't done this well enough. I haven't looked into this. Sorry, I've done too much.
You need to speak to your writers about this.
You read that because it's a good interview actually.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. Yeah.
Logies. You've recovered from Logies last night.
I've recovered from the Logies. I went to the Logies and it was good. It was actually pretty good. I thought, you know, Shane Bourne did a pretty good job.
I was going to ask you about this because I thought Bert did a pretty good job last year.
Yeah, I can't really remember. I
Yeah.
I assume he did. I think he did, but no, I don't remember. I thought Shane was pretty good as far as it goes. It'd be a pretty hard job.
Is it fun? I mean, I give it crap just because, like most people, I wish I was there and I'm not. Do you know what I mean? But is it fun?
Yeah, it is fun at times.
Is it the drunken affair that you assume it is?
Well, it's not the funnest night. Like, you wouldn't choose to go there. Like, if you went to the Logies every night, like, that wouldn't be fun. But once a year is probably more than enough.
Yeah. Well, particularly for
not very good at maths, but
Now, mate, let's talk about you left your job at Nova.
Yep.
Last year.
Yep.
You left it to work with your production company, Radio Karate.
Yep, that's right.
Now. The first work I knew of Radio Karate was here on this very channel.
In here, on this spot.
And look where we've come.
Yeah. Our show was called Studio A as well, actually. So you've just kept the same, you've done nothing different. You hosted it.
Damn it. I was hoping we didn't get to this.
Yeah, you were like 4 years old.
Good to see my career trajectory is just flatlining.
Well, you've definitely improved. At 4, you were slow and not that funny. But now, much better.
My
really
political
good.
shtick back then was pretty bang on, though.
Yeah, it was surprisingly good, actually. Surprisingly.
Now, I assume you haven't left your radio job to produce more shows for Channel 31.
No, well, who knows? We'll soon find out. But we're doing working with a few other guys that also used to be here. We used to do this show called Radio Karate, and that's Hamish and Andy. And another guy called Tim, who also produced the show here, and now we're doing this new show for the 9 network.
And you got was it hard for those boys making the move from 10 to 9?
It's different, I guess. Like we haven't really been doing it that long, so we only really have been at 10, so I don't really know any different, I guess. But
I would assume, given the kind of position you're in, you guys would have. Do you have creative license over what you want to do?
Yeah, pretty much. Like they for now, like I guess they say, yeah, do what you want, and then when no one watches, they're like, no, stop doing what you want, do what we want, and get Dermy on. Yeah. So fingers crossed, Dermy 3rd episode.
Now, I was also going to ask you. You're very much you tweet a lot. You've got a podcast. You're very, I call tech savvy.
Oh,
do you think is internet soon going to be a viable medium for making content?
Yeah, I reckon, like, I've been watching the internet and it's great. It's going
There's a lot on there.
There's heaps of pages and you can look up heaps of information. No, I do definitely think, like, I'm a big advocate for that, and I reckon the sooner everyone starts doing that, the better the content will get, because I think, at the moment, I think it'll take someone to actually put a lot of money and do a proper show. Like if you took, say, for instance, like Rove, and that's a huge production and expensive, but I think if someone actually did that show only on the internet, then that, I reckon, would open the door, because, like, if you think about it, the amount of people that would watch would be so many more people than that would actually watch it on TV. Yeah. So you'd actually get a bigger audience.
And do you think is TV fading out?
No. There's going to be people that like TV, and like my dad still struggles to get on YouTube. So I think there's still going to be people who want television, but it'll probably merge and.
Don't worry, my dad's the same. He looks at a computer and just kind of goes, ah.
Yeah. The best thing is when I was showing my grandpa, he went through a stage of wanting to learn how to use the internet, and he had the mouse. And you kind of forget that if you haven't grown up in a computer age, you kind of you can't assume that people would know how to use it. So he put the mouse cursor in the spot and like lined it up where he wanted to type, and he went, just started typing. I was like, no, you idiot. That's not how it works, Grandpa.
And it would have been 5 minutes before, because if it's anything like my old man, he doesn't look up at the screen when he types. Yeah. So he would have been typing for a good 5 minutes before he looked up and went, oh no, something's gone wrong here.
Yeah, and then he became a real boy. Full stop. That's shit.
My memoirs down the toilet.
Exactly, yeah.
Hey, Ry, you've also got a 1 minute podcast we should quickly.
Just when I finished radio, I sort of thought, well, I kind of want to keep making stuff and little radio bits, and so I thought I would start doing a podcast. And there's a lot of great podcasts out there, but I've got a really short attention span, and I assume that a lot of people are like me. And I often will listen to things or watch things, and after 4 or 5 minutes, I'll just go, I'll come back to that later, because my mind goes somewhere else. So I thought I'd make something that was really easy to watch, but also wouldn't take ages for me to make. So it's more from a lazy point of view than anything else. Yeah. So
it's called For 1 Minute Only. You can get it on iTunes, of course, and get it. Check it out. You're going to stick around and play a game with us a bit later on?
I'd love to play a game. I love games. Love it, yeah.
It won't be more than 4 to 5 minutes, I promise.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please thank Ryan Shelton. We'll be back right after this with Natasha Gadd and Emma Donovan. Thanks, sir.